Good afternoon, Spurs fans. Jason here for AxodysFC, and what an exciting day for Spurs. Started off with, close, hard-fought first half with Man United, and pretty evenly matched possession-wise, actually. And yeah, somehow we turned it around, took control in the second half, and won 2-0 going away. Definitely the most entertaining and fun game that I can recall watching in a long time. What a midfield we have right now. Frontline still has some issues, of course, but wow, super exciting stuff. I don't know if you can tell by my, there's a little bit of sign of the haze in the background, I think. It is super terrible air quality here. Yesterday I mentioned that we had a few fires nearby. Well, overnight, so most of those, the main one that I knew of yesterday was to the west. Now we have one roughly 8 miles to the north of us. Yeah, it's very much threatening. People have had to evacuate to the north of us, in fact, and yeah, it's not threatening my neighborhood at the moment, but it could potentially, depending on what the winds do and how much control they're able to exert. So, I mean, I guess the one solace is we're on the other side of the highway from it, so there is a little bit of a barrier, but it could totally jump it, I'm sure, if the winds get enough and it gets going. So, fingers crossed that things will improve in the meantime. But for now, my mind is mostly on what a great game we had today. Super entertaining, and actually shout out to the Irish Hotspur, Dave, and I believe it's Jack that's and I forget the name, his channel. It's like Euro Talk or Flat Cap Euro Talk, something like that. Not as active as the Irish Hotspur, but great co-host, and it was super fun to do a watch along with them. Actually, it's actually the first time that I've done that in all my years of following the Spurs, and very enjoyable. Definitely how I will try and watch more games in the future, I think. So anyway, fun community, and cool to be able to hang out there and get their reactions and the like too. What was a very entertaining game as it was. Yeah, standouts. So the midfield for sure. Really enjoyed Basuma's performance once again. Just a fantastic 6 for us. The way he's controlling the midfield and navigating through pressure and getting us going, fantastic. The first half was quite a bit more contested, and definitely United looked more dangerous in the first 20 minutes or so. We looked kind of uncomfortable. Took us a while to get settled down, used to the game, seemingly. But overall, Basuma, great effort. Sarr, Papamata Sarr, just a brilliant performance from him. And Madison was great as well, too. Those three definitely feel like our best pairing right now. And yeah, I feel totally comfortable, relying on them with, Skip coming in as necessary. We had Højbjerg coming in. He was fine, but he had a couple, at least one cross field pass that I did not particularly enjoy. But yeah, he was fine. And definitely, yeah, I could see Lo Celso coming in for Madison in that spot. Or, I mean, he could come in as for Sarr. But it seems like maybe Sarr and Skip are one rotation spot. And yeah, the question is, if we do sell Højbjerg and Lo Celso, who Napoli seems to be interested in, yeah, how would we rotate at that point? Still some questions there, but anyway, the core right now I feel good about. Front line, not as good of, not what we would hope. Definitely, I would say improved performances from all three. Richie's still kind of struggling, kind of disappearing. Much better effort from Sonny, and to be fair, too, better overall in the second half. As we, possession-wise, it was only like 52% possession that we had in the first half, but in the second half we pushed that up to, actually after the game we had 59% for the game. So by my math, we had to have had about 66% possession in the second half, and I mean that jives with my recollection of the game. We definitely were in much more control and were keeping the ball in United's end, and we had some really nice work that ultimately culminated in Sarr putting it away for our first goal and his first career goal for us. That was super fun, and then the last goal was just a total team goal where we worked it around on the left wing. That was after we had subbed out Richie, brought Perisic in, and put Son into the middle. And anyway, just a great job of working the ball around on the left. Ultimately, Davies managed to push forward all the way and just ended up with it wasn't even necessarily that he got a foot on it. It looked like he whiffed maybe, and it was actually an own goal potentially from the Perisic cross. But it was perfectly executed. Put the game away, put us up 2-0 with not much time remaining, and and we were able to comfortably see it out. Just a great game. Defensively, Pedro Porro started for Emerson, and along with the same crew we had from last game, and that back four was solid. Outstanding job, best defensive job I've seen him do, particularly since it was against a fast set of wingers for United, and so he did excellent. Never got burned. They did have some missed opportunities throughout the game, but overall we had pretty good coverage, especially after the first 20 minutes and even late in the game as they were kind of pushing to equalize. And Romero, I mean, no yellow cards, just solid. Van der Ven played well. Udogie played awesome. Picked up a yellow card, but no complaints at all. He's doing the job. And anyway, super big win for Spurs going into what should be a winnable series of games heading into the international break. And I forget exactly, like Sheffield United and maybe Burnley, or is it Bournemouth? Anyway, a couple which should be winnable games for us. So we are really setting up to have a potentially great start to the season. We're already ahead of pace of what I expected. I expected us to struggle more, and yet people are elevating their games, and the style of play is just really fitting with what we're trying to do. Still feel like we need to get more from our front line, but our midfield is doing a ton to carry us right now. Our defense is an upgrade over what it's been. Oh, and Vicario had his best game by far. No shaky moments at all really today, and a couple of great saves A few of them were actually on like offside, so it didn't matter. But he had at least one world-class save fairly late in the game, I want to say, and that would have counted certainly. So great to see guys that are that have had doubters have a great game and a big game. And so on that note, I'm going to get out of this haze, get some fresh air before I completely wreck my lungs. And I will say again, thanks for tuning in. Please like and subscribe if you enjoy these. And remember, we never stop.